Surprise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shachtorim niv'ra'u.
You can't just for a week.
What?
You can't just for a week.
No, today. I figured if you didn't come yesterday, you're coming today. What time is it? Is it already time to go?
Yes.
You're live, by the way.
Okay, now you can start.
Who made the bar mitzvah?
Chaim Olgu's brother.
I just made bum this now.
You did? Who was the invitation?
You're not learning.
I didn't send you?
Could be it's in the mailbox still.
It's in the not paper.
All right, today's Daf Zayin, and we are starting a new sugya from Daf Vav Amud Beis. Rabbi Yossi Omer Noidu Umarif. So we're discussing a person who's Yoitz Laharig. A person is on death row, and he's being led out to execution. And the Mishnah says that he could, according to Rabbi Yossi, he could do haracha, noider, marich, and magdish. Three things. Says the Gemara, "V'tanakama mikomed deloy." Is he arguing the Tanakama? El ben noider u'marich u'magdish kula am loy pligi. No, there's no machlokes at all. It's what he says afterwards at the end. Of course, somebody that goes out to be killed, he has the right to do Arachin. Why not? So what if he's about to die? He could be magdish something. That's the feedback. Okay. Ki pligi bim hizik. If he caused damage as he's walking out, he's being led out to die. He hits one of the cops. Let's say he gets mad. He gives the guy a punch in the face. Tanakam savar hizik enu chayav tashlumin. Rabbi Yossi savar hizik chayav tashlumin. So first things first. According to everybody's chayav. There's no such thing as somebody causing damage is not chayav. The question is whether his Yorshim have to pay or not. And that's what's going on here. So in the Mishnah, Rabbi Yossi says, Noidu Marach Magdish, that everybody agrees to. The second part, in Hizik Chayav, that his Yorshim have to pay, even though he died before there's a chance to be Mechayev. So now the Gemara is going to go through Machlokes here. What's the pshat in the sugya? And they repeat the same exact thing, word for word, just in a different sugya. So this is the famous Machlokes, Milval Peh. We just had it actually. What? 2 weeks ago? Maybe even less. In Daf Yomi, it seems like 2 weeks ago. Could have been 3-4 days ago. Milval Peh. If this guy that caused damage, he's chayiv now ben Izakin, how do we view this hezek? What kind of lien does this hezek cause to the property? Is it a lien where the Yorshim have to pay up? Or it's a weak lien, it's a milval peh?
We had it 2 weeks ago, about the 5 sloim.
Oh, so it's 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, horrible. That's no.
It was in Bechor, it's not in Arachin?
We learned in course, חצי בר בחצי יושם, חצי בתוכו, 5 sloim עם האבא מת.
Yeah, you're right.
So no, I just...
Right, it's another Masechta. Listen, the other Masechta was a week ago. We're on Daf Zayin. It's the end of Bechor.
What day did you have the bagels and lox?
What day was that? It was like,
London wings.
it was? Okay. The milval peh govim min hayorshim gumifkli Tanakama sova milval peh eni govim min hayorshim. Rabbi Yossi sova milval peh govim min hayorshim. It's the old machlokes whether the father had an obligation which wasn't written in the shtar. This is about peh. What happened? You told the guys not to show up? You didn't write anybody this morning. That's what.
Yeah.
There's too many texts last night. Look at Mendy shaking his head. No. Okay. Milva peh govim min hayorshim. Rabbi Omar de kula alma milva peh eni govim min hayorshim. V'achar b'milva tzu bator k'mifilgi. Nu machlokes. Rabbi says no. The question is this considered the stronger of the two? Is this considered a milva aksuv batorah? Since the Torah obligates this guy to pay for his damages that he caused, so maybe it's as if it was written in shtar. Tanakama sovar milva aksuv batorah lav kiksuv b'shtar damyo. Rabbi Yossi sovar kiksuv b'shtar damyo. That's the shayla here. Is it considered written in the shtar? And if it's written in the shtar, then the Yorshim have to pay. And that is the shayla. We can masalah. Now we're just going to say the same exact machlokes on a different sugya. Yoytze lahari. It says in the Brisa, somebody goes out, he's being led to death. Hu shechava b'acherim chayev, acherim shechavlu b'keturim. This is amazing. You have a situation, a guy is walking to be executed. You walk over to him, you chop off his arm, you're completely potter. Why? Because we said that a person that's he has no value. He's already dead. L'gabi neder, if somebody says on him, I want to give his value to the Beis Hamikdash, how much does that person have to give? 0. So if he has no value and you cut off his arm, what are you paying him for? So he might be chai for busha.
And pain.
Yeah, it says tsar that I didn't see. I saw busha. Okay.
So he just doesn't have value. It's very strange because what if something happens and the guy runs away? Then he's gonna run away. He's
not gonna die in the end.
He's not gonna die. But he has Shabbos. So what if he's mechuyev mitzvah? The Maisi is not dead. He's walking around. He has Shabbos. Could run away. He gets out of his life. He has Shabbos. What if he runs away? There's a miracle and something happens and he runs away.
Which person will obligate the other side to catch him again?
No, nobody's gonna catch him. He's gonna run away and that's it. Why? He's walking for the rest of it. He'll live another 20, 30 years.
Yes.
It's not market value.
It's not a debt. Everyone's walking.
If
A market value.
If they reverse it,
Will you pay for it? A market value.
I pay for
No way
it.
to do it.
Hey, but why not? I'll get a good deal. I'll get half price.
Levi.
Would you pay half price, Nachman?
The only time you're right, dude. Listen, the only time you're right is if they reverse the psak din, and then you talk.
So that might happen also.
Then
Everything's open.
And then they'll
Everything's
be
open.
l'chayim.
Maybe he'll run away.
You wouldn't pay for the guy.
I would have been like, I would say that.
Reb Shimon ben Elazar me'afu u'mchol b'acherim potter. So again, this is the same thing. It doesn't mean potter. It means it's yarshim potter. Shelo yinita lechazaras amidas bezdin. We're going to see soon. You cannot bring this guy back into bezdin. When he's walking to be executed, and you say, wait a minute, you just punched somebody, let's take you back into bezdin. That's inu yadin. Why is that inu yadin? So the machlokes were showing what that means. Either it's tsar balachayim, you're causing him more aggravation than necessary, or v'ahavta l'recha kamoicha. The bottom line is, we're not going to bring him back into bezdin. Not going to bring him back into bezdin, so he's potter. Bichlal, the Tanakama Sovar, nitan l'chazoras hamidas bezdin. Now we're holding on today's daf. Daf Zayin. So we just explained Reb Shimon's svara, inu yadin. But the Tanakama says he has to pay. Why? What? You bring him back in the bezdin? But everybody agrees to this concept that you shouldn't cause this guy unnecessary pain. Kill him immediately. Omer Rav Yosef, I saw somebody show me one of the most disgusting videos. Baruch Hashem, I didn't look, but it was an Arab who was sentenced in Indonesia. Like it happened this month. He was sentenced he raped somebody, and the judge said, "Oh, chayiv." Immediately on the spot, somebody took a knife. They bris milo, chopped off but in front of the whole. He didn't have a chance. Like she said, like it was 20 seconds from the time she said psak din to the no inu adin. You didn't have to think about it. It was over. Boom.
What if it's a Geisha court or Paskin the guy's Misa? Is that what it is also?
No, so they discussed
Nazir,
it.
yeah, or
They
that-
discussed it.
No, because Avram and Avram was Paskin Misa. His mother went to the Vatican to get the thing, and
I forgot what
he was
they
on his
said.
way
I
to
think
die, and the
it's
Gra
different.
said to him, "You run faster so that they'll kill you before your
No, the
mother
Gra
comes
said- the
back."
Gra said, "I
Gra
can
said-
save you. I can
no,
save
that
you."
was,
He said, "I
that
don't
was
want to."
before. He said no. Then on his way to get killed, he passed the Gra's house, and the Gra said to him, "Go faster, Avram, go faster." And he walked quicker, and he came he came before the bells were ringing. His mother was coming back from Rome with the clemency from the Pope, and he died before she came back. But he would have been released. He was Pascha Misa, Chai Misa. No,
So
but
I
then
think-
come his
I
mother and
think-
save him. No, that's it. You're gone. The clemency, the Pope gave clemency. You can go. That means a person who is dead. That's him. He's going to die. And suddenly here comes the best, and they say, "No, we changed our mind. That's it, though."
Okay, so then
So
all
that means
change.
it's open,
So then
it's all
all
open.
change. So then all change.
Get a messy.
All change.
Okay, let's
Omer Rav
see.
Yosef.
It's like a story.
B'milva al peh goyvim min hayoshin kumiflagi. So here's the same thing that we said before, word for word. What's the machlokes? Either they argue in a milva al peh itself, it's a weak lean on the Yorshim, on the state, and therefore the Yorshim don't have to pay or do have to pay. Tanakam sovar milva al peh goyvim min hayoshin, Reb Shimon ben Elazar sovar ein goyvim min hayoshin. Rabbi Omar de kula alma milva al peh ein goyvim min hayoshin. V'hacha b'milva ksuv b'torah ksuv b'shtar kumiflagi. The question is whether or not it's considered that it's written in a shtar, and once it's written in a shtar, then there's a very strong lien on the estate, and the Yarshim must pay. It is written in Shtar, because since the Torah obligates you, you hurt somebody, the Torah says you have to pay, then I don't need to write a shtar. The Torah wrote the shtar for me, and the Yoshim have to pay. Or no. Meisvei. I love this story. A guy, in the middle of a busy street, he starts digging a pit without permission. He got what he has coming, basically. An ox falls on top of him and destroys him, kills him.
Why is it doing a board in the middle of a Shushan?
Why? This is Bab Masir.
So over here it says Mufurish that the Yarshim of the guy that died, the diggers, Yarshim, have to pay for the damaged ox. Nobody argues on this. It says Mufurish that even though the guy is dead, the guy that dug is dead, the estate has to pay for his damages. What happened here? The ox fell into the pit, he killed the person digging the pit, and he killed himself. They both died. So the guy
died first.
The shar
Died first.
why? Because otherwise he wouldn't be chayiv?
Because otherwise it's the Yoshim's. No. You'll be caught.
It's an interesting point that you
He
bring
didn't
up.
have,
It doesn't say anyway that
he
the
didn't
shar
have
died
permission
first, but you're
to-
saying that if the
to
shar didn't die
shoot
first, he died. So la'achramisi, he made a chayiv. I don't know.
If he was part of the
Interesting
city
point.
and they were fishing in the street.
Part of the city is something else, my friend.
Oh, he's working for the city.
Yeah,
That's,
then
he has the right to
rishos.
be
He
there.
has rishos.
It's not it. We're not
He
talking
doesn't
about
have
that.
rishus for saying.
Right.
No, he had Rishus.
To dig in the street.
He
Yeah,
No,
he
he
had
didn't.
Rishus.
Make a bar?
He
No,
should
he-
have put a fence around it. He should have put.
So he didn't have rishos.
He didn't have a
He
shus to
for
make a
whatever
bar
had
in the
it.
street.
Should have put a fence. Shouldn't have put a fence. He didn't have
He
rishos.
was careless.
You have a right to make.
So the question is, why do the Yarshim have to pay? If we're saying that a guy that causes damage, according to this woman, he doesn't have to pay, so why over here, according to everybody, has to pay? Omar Rab Ila, Omar Rav, Kisho Omad Bedin. It's talking about the guy before he had a chance to die, Bezin passing that he's chayiv. V'haroga Kitoni, it says he died on the spot. Omar Rav Adar Rava, Kisho Soy Treifa. Doesn't mean literally he died. He caused him enough damage that he's for sure going to die within a specific amount of time. So that's considered dead, but he still had time to go to Bezdin.
This is
Vomer Rav Nachman,
He said the ox
Tony
killed him.
Chago, what?
Here says the ox killed him.
Yeah,
Right.
the ox
He
killed
He
him.
didn't fall into the pit.
The ox fell into the pit,
On
and the
top of
ox
him.
on top of him and killed him through
Oh, on
falling
top of him.
on top of him, and then the ox
But it
died.
didn't happen
because
right
he fell.
away. But it didn't happen right away. It took some time.
It says Tony Chago Mesu Kvaroi, that the dirt around the pit fell on top of the guy and buried him alive. Basically, he died on the spot. It says the Gemara V'Hilchas of the Yas V'Dayina Puma de Beiro. The only way we could explain this is if there was 3 people there that were watching this whole thing happen. It's an interesting case.
The Bezdin right away.
Don't start asking how's it pot. There's in a situation where you have a Bezdin, 3 rabbis. They were standing around and they're like talking to the guy. So what are you doing? You're making a pit in the middle of it, and all of a sudden, as they're talking, oof, a car comes in.
He gets buried alive.
He gets buried alive, and they scream, Chayiv, Chayiv. He's like, help, Chayiv. Yeah. So that's the case.
That would have been a good picture. Take a picture of that.
I actually looked for one.
Car,
Yeah,
So
you and
he's
me.
got
I
warning.
trust me, I tried. I tried.
I
That
know
picture-
I'm not
What?
allowed to
Maybe the
do that.
Balashar was there.
Any-
Anybody
any-
shows
Is that what it is?
No.
I was looking for a pit. No, I was trying to make some sort of cartoons. Yeah.
We have to say that the Gemara is looking for the case because otherwise, if such a case can exist,
Yeah.
otherwise it should have been excluded.
Should have been excluded from what?
In halacha, if there's a difference in halacha,
Yeah.
if you have even a proper case, you should.
You tell me why there's a weird case. There's always the point is in a situation where there's a psak din. You're asking me how's a psak din? So that's typical. Like a lot of times you have people that don't learn a lot of Gemara. They ask these questions, but how's it possible? I'll tell you how it's possible. It's possible the 3 guys. That's not the point. The point is not how it's possible. The point is if it happened, what is the halacha? This is what happened. There's a psak din. You're asking me, but it says he's died. Okay, right before he died, second before. We have a lot of cases like that are far-fetched. How is it possible? A baby fell off a roof and fine, it happens. Now we're talking about a guy that's about to be executed, and we're talking about Inu Yadin, we don't wait for a second, but here's a case that we should wait a few minutes. He brought a chatos. He did an avera. He brought a chatos and asham. And we know the halacha is that once the owner of a chatos dies, you don't bring the chatos. You let it. More than that. Yeah. No.
Put in the keep.
You're actually starve. It dies. The chatos is mace. Not actually starve a mum and then you could eat it.
Right.
There's no way out of it. So over here, since he's dying and he brought a chatos, let's finish up the job for him. Let's do the kapara. There should be a zrika. Chata b'is shah in his kakum. But if he didn't have avera right then and there, let's say he was mechal Shabbos b'shagig. He ate chaylev b'shagig, whatever it is. Okay, he ate chaylev. It's not Shabbos. He ate chaylev. So we don't go through the whole process, bringing carbon for him, doing the zrika. My taima. So even though this will be good for him in a way, he wants a kapara, but still inu yadin, sar balachayim, v'aturechi kamaychim, whatever the pshat is, it overrides this the need to be mechaper. Okay. So then what's the difference? How come the first case it says all you do is you do hazah? Let's say it's inu yadin. Let's kill him right away. Why do you do hazah? Says the Gemara. We're talking about in between. They did the shechita, then they announced, okay, we have to execute this guy. So wait 2 minutes until there's rikas adam. Don't execute him right away. It says meforish. All you do is rikas adam, but you don't shecht. You don't go through all 4 things. You don't do shechita, kabbalah, zrika. You don't do zrika. You'll do, but not shechita. So adatani chata b'is shah and iskakim loy. So why do you have to come out to the case that he ate, like you said, chaylev b'shoigeg? Just say I have 2 cases. One case is I shechted the animal already. All I need to do is zrika. Wait for 2 minutes. And the other case is I didn't shecht. You don't wait for 5 minutes. Live like you listen to the dog, but medvar mamurim shoy zivcha zevor b'is shah, but zivcha zevor loy. Says Gemara Chanami Kama. That's exactly the case that we're talking about. If it was already shechted, then you wait a few minutes. But if there's no shechita done, that's as if he just sinned, and we don't go through the whole process. We don't wait. That's that.
So if the guy is mamish ready to do this thing, then you do it for him.
Right.
That's
If it's a question of waiting just a few minutes,
then you'll do it.
Then we'll do it. Because he gains, and it's worth the little inui of 2 minutes. But it's not worth the inui of an hour until you go bring an animal from the store, they have to shecht it and this.
So you care about the guy? You care about the guy? The guy would rather stay alive as long as possible.
No. That's the what. That's Inu Yadin.
The person would rather stay
Inu
alive as
Yadin,
long
he
as
wants to get
possible.
over with it.
He wants to
The
get over
person would rather live.
It's not living.
knows he's
If
gonna
you know
die.
you're dying, it's
So
not
what?
living.
It's always you'd rather stay alive. They always want to stay alive. For 15 years, these guys are making.
if he knows that
he knows,
if he knows,
Not all of them.
he still wants that. People want to stay
Yadin is
alive.
not living. Yadin is
People always want to stay alive. There's always a chance.
no.
There's always a chance. If you can stay alive, there's always a chance.
Sar Balachayim, his
That's what it
sar,
is.
his own sar.
That's
You know how many stories are on death row? The last second, they're
Yeah,
about
because
to
he
fry the
thinks-
guy, and then the last second they come and save the
Yeah.
guy's life. There's so many stories like that in America.
That's because he thinks he's going to
Does-
live forever.
People want to live. People want to
Right,
live. They're
only-
happy about that.
But not if he knows for a fact that he's going to die in 5 minutes.
The guy was on.
And he's
He was sitting in an electric chair, and the
Bro,
lawyer
you're
came
in
and
Saudi
saved him.
Arabia, and over there there's no returns, and they say to you, you're going down. He wants it down tomorrow.
Why would he want it down? He wants to stay alive.
It's Inu
Because he
Yadin.
knows
That's
he's
what
not
Inu
gonna
Yadin
survive.
is.
So it's a machlokes in the psychology of a person, but the
It's not
person wants to
machlokes.
live or a person wants to die because
No,
he thinks he's
it's
going to
not
die.
machlokes. Everybody
Doesn't want to
agrees,
die.
Inu Yadin.
If you
Tyler
think
says he wants to die.
Is there? Why is it milk?
That's just not fair. That's just not fair. Don't do that. all
Why
right?
is the
No, I wasn't accusing you of
Don't do that.
Why is the regular milk?
What happened? What
That's what
happened?
the Torah says. That's it.
He says a machlekes. This is not a
The guy in the
machlekes.
hospital.
In
he
Saudi
suffered
Arabia, it's
so much
different.
that he
But in
says,
China,
don't extend my life.
where they have the
Why is the regular milk not suited?
Well, what? You're going back to Milva Tzuba?
It's not suited.
No. No. This is Milva Pet.
until they have
A milk you don't have to pay back?
people who want to buy the organ.
It's not
The Yoshim
suited.
don't have.
No, No, is it ksuba b'Torah?
If it's ksuba Torah,
No, a milva.
Yeah.
Like a milva al peh. Torah doesn't say pay back.
no. Yoshim don't have to. It's not. There's no.
There's no pasuk that
It's
says
not,
pay back.
no,
Like,
it does not.
No, you have to. You're mechuyev. The shah is the Yoshim mechuyev.
No, the
Hey,
Yoshua not.
teach your school.
Or you're saying that every milva should be ksuba Torah. Every milva should be ksuba Torah.
Starbucks, when I leave.
Zog the Mishnah. Ha'isha sheyotze l'yareg. This is a very politically correct Gemara. Mishnah. Ha'isha sheyotze l'hareg. You have a woman who's mizana
Pregnant woman.
and she's pregnant, and she's
Pregnant, and she was Mizan, or she's pregnant.
maybe her pregnancy's from the znos. Who knows?
Right, and that's what makes
No,
sense.
it doesn't make a difference. No, she wasn't. It's first not like that. It's a pregnant. She's pregnant from her husband.
Okay, and she was Mizan. All right.
She's mizana, and now she's chayiv misa.
We don't wait.
They
for
bring
it.
her out. They're executing her now. Ein mamtinin la'atzeteled. We don't wait for the baby to come
Could be
out.
Chol Shabbos also.
What?
You just chose a crazy stop. Doesn't have to be she was Mizan, right?
I'm saying that the pasuk,
right?
right. But the pasuk that we're going to see soon is talking about. Yeah, I was just. Ha'isha sheyoshva al mashber. The Gemara is going to explain more. Ha'isha sheyoshva al mashber. Well, the bed that they give birth on,
Oh.
a special bed. Ha'isha sheyoshva al mashber. I didn't get there. You're like one line in front of me the whole time. Ha'isha sheyoshva al mashber. The woman, basically, she's in labor. She's ready to give birth.
Killing her.
And that's it. The psak din came out. So Rashi actually says that's before the Gemar din. It's very, very hard to understand Rashi. Tosfos asks, we're talking about the Gemar din over here. Tosfos learns this after the Gemar din. Rashi says before the Gemar din. Yoshua al-mashber, mamtin lo ad sheteled. So we must wait until she gives
Why
birth.
she wants to die right away?
Oh, but it's not up to her now, because now the baby dislodges itself, as Gemara is going to explain. Once there's labor, so now the baby separates from the mother. It's not considered uber yerech imar. It's another
They
entity.
have no choice now.
Independent.
You
You
save the
can't
baby's
kill
life.
it.
That's it.
You can't kill the baby because the baby has nothing to do with the mother.
This is a big city they use with abortions.
Yeah. This
This
is
is the big one.
this is a big one over here. Ramosha Feinstein, etc.
Does
We're going to
Rashi-
see more.
Does Rashi imply that if there has been Gemad in, once she's in labor,
Right. So some
then
people
it's a
learn in
no-go?
Rashi that it's just coming to exclude the ratio of that there over there. For sure, there's a Gemara din. It's hard to understand Rashi. No, because for the Pashup Pshat in Rashi is only before Gemara din, but after Gemara din not. Like Ha'isha shenergo nehen b'sara. There's also a big sugi in Shas. It happens to be that today's daf is a big Shas sugi, because now we're going to talk about shaitels. And a woman, and obviously we're going to get into the Gemara, but it says here that you're allowed to benefit from her here after she dies. Behema shenerga, but a behema that's chayiv misa, condemned to death because it killed a human being, asura bahano, you're not allowed to benefit from its hair, you're not allowed to benefit from it. As the Gemara, pshita gufahi. So a woman who's being executed, you don't wait for her to give birth. It says the Gemara, pshita, it's pasha. Here, I have a pasuk, very long pasuk. The point of this pasuk is here, the famous pasuk. There's two people in Chicago. They have this every day. They have a drive-by shooting as the two gangs are shooting at each other, and then like a pregnant woman walks by and she gets hit by the bullet. Over here, it's a drive-by punch. They're punching each other. They want to kill each other, and the guy goes like this, and all of a sudden a pregnant woman walks by, poof, into her stomach. She miscarries. Says the end of the pasuk, Baal Isha. Who gets paid? The husband. Don't tell us to your wives. It's not. He's in charge over here. When it comes to monetary issues, the husband he's the one that gets paid. She gets nothing.
It's his baby.
It's his baby for monetary issues. So I would think for a second.
No, Red Bila Sachraba.
Oh, here we go.
Red Bila Sachraba.
Fine. So you
He
have.
has to prove it's his baby. Red Bila Sachraba.
So what's the problem here? So the husband comes along and says, "Wait a minute, stop! Don't execute this woman. She's carrying my baby. The proof is that if somebody miscarried this baby, hit her in the stomach, I get paid. So how do you have a right to kill my baby? On that, the Gemara says, the Torah says, I would think that you kill her with the baby. But the husband has a very good taina. It's his baby. What are you killing his baby? You're right. Here's another one. This is a little bit better. The Torah says Umeisu Gam Shneim. So from the word Gam, I learned it should say Umeisu. And if you look at the bottom here, these little tiny words, it says Umeisu Ha'isha Shoichiv Meisha Va'isha. If we just say Umeisu Ha'isha Shoichiv Meisha Va'isha, perfect. Why does the Torah have to say Umeisu Gam Shneim Ha'isha Shoichiv Meisha? So Gam tells us even her fetus goes bye bye, and Shneim is going to tell us that they both have to be Gdoilim. If she's mizana, that's why I just brought the case of Znus. If she's mizana and she's a Ktana, then even the Gadol that was mizana with her doesn't get killed. And the reverse also. If she's a Gdoil and he's a Katan, we don't kill her. In America it would be the opposite. If she's a Ktana and he's a Gadol, do they kill her? Like a Doe and Manavshach. Yeah, they for sure kill him. Oh my crow, Mesu Gam Shneim. The rabbi says Havlad. By Meboyle at two Shneim Shavim, they have to both be Gdoilim. So we have two limudim here. We have Shneim and we have Gam. If she's already giving birth, my time of keeping the akir, once the baby is dislodged and it's already ready to be born, Gufa Achrinu is considered a different entity, and then Mela, you can't kill him. Omer Rabbi Shmuel.
What labor is? Labor means it's a different entity, right? It doesn't mean that.
Halachically, once it goes to labor, the baby's ready to be born. It wants to separate from its mother. And what they say here,
It's a separate core, right?
And it's still attached to the mother.
Yeah.
It's still getting its nizon from the mother.
Omer Rabbi Shmuel Isho Hayotze Lihareg. This is crazy. A woman who's about to be executed, Makin Oisa Keneged Beisaroin, they whack her in her stomach. Kadeshi Yomus Avlat Chila. We want the baby to die first. Kadeshi Leitavarli De Nivol explains Rashi that if she dies and the baby's alive, then the baby might be born after she dies or cause her a disgrace after she's dead. Therefore, we kill the baby first.
It's terrible.
Says Ramosha Feinstein in a tshuva regarding this Gemara and regarding abortion. Could you prove from here that you're allowed to abort a baby? What right do we have to kill this baby? The baby's alive and the mother's alive, and you're aborting the baby to save a disgrace of the mother? Says Ramosha, because this is a special situation where the baby's chayv misa. When the Torah tells us Gam that the baby's going to die with her, then the baby's already a mace. Like we said before, he has no value. He's already a mace. A mace. So you can kill him before, you can kill him after.
What are you doing?
He didn't do anything wrong, but the Torah says Gam. That's it. It's a chiddush. Then the Torah says,
He did something wrong.
no, he didn't do anything wrong. What did anything?
I don't know.
He's
Maybe
part of
he's wrong.
a bad woman, and a bad woman has to die, and he's going to die. And Mamela, don't bring a raya from here
No,
to
but
abortion.
It's already at a time where it's separated. So it is a he. According to what the Gemara is saying, once you separate, it's a he. So now he's not together with the mother. So he's not together with the mother.
Oh,
That's to kill him.
no.
That's what we're talking about.
No, we're not talking about. No, we're not talking about.
Isha, you're actually horrid.
No, that's a different case. That's a different case. Different case.
That's before the baby has.
Yeah. That's not mashma. Before we're talking about. There's two dots here. Look in the Gemara. There's two dots. It's a new sugya.
It's a kidney.
Omer Rabbi Shmuel, Isha yoytze lahoreg, makin oisa keneged beisaroyin. Nothing to do with mashma. She's not sitting on the birthing stool. But she's condemned to death.
Where did the gun go?
What?
Where did the gun
But
go?
no, I'm saying it's mamish according to everything. It's completely clear.
Because it's not her
I was
baby.
just going with the Torah.
This is far in the Gemara. It's akar. It's not her
The
baby.
fact that she's not in multiple.
The Psak says that she in her pregnancy.
She wasn't labor yet. The
Yeah.
baby was like Misa because of God. Now they're about to kill her. She goes to play. All of a sudden that Chiv Misa is poof.
The gum is money. No?
Oh, you're saying if there's a chi of me.
The
So let me ask you a question. Let's say she gave birth before they were able to execute her, so we kill the baby also because the baby had a psak misa. No, the psak misa is when she's pregnant. It's a psak misa. If the baby's born, you don't go run after the baby. Okay, let's kill you too because there's a psak misa on you. Everybody agrees to that. Even Moshe Feinstein will say there's no real psak misa on the baby as long as the baby is born. The psak misa runs away.
Why do you do a Moshe's kiddush? It's a kidney.
It's like a aver.
It's nothing.
No, but how you allowed to kill this baby? I'm asking you guys.
How you allowed to destroy a kidney?
But so do you allowed to destroy a kidney on any woman? I'm talking about any woman who's 9 months
The
pregnant.
kidney is chayiv misa. Maybe.
Okay, so that's what
Not
you
like
said.
gum.
It's a little bit of a chiddush.
It's a huge chiddush.
I think it's a chiddush. I'm saying now that you hear Ramosha, it's starting to make sense a little bit. Fine. Yeah, we gotta go.
Interesting.
Lememra, Rabbi said we got. Let's hold the kashas for a second because we didn't even turn the page. We have 15 minutes. Lememra the chodmo meisa bereisha. What are we saying? We're saying that she might die, and after she's dead, the baby's going to start crawling out, and it's going to be bloody. That's what they say. They explain. It's going to be a bloody mess. It's going to be disgusting. It's going to be disgraced to her. So it seems like a baby can live after the mother is dead. We know, and this also has to do with Hatzalah guys, Levi, and we're going to get into a sugya like that as well. We know that a baby dies before the mother. This nan. Oh! So first I did this. That's unbelievable. We didn't turn the page up. This is what came out when I did it on Word. I tried to do like one of those hierarchy things, but then I decided, threw it out, and I started over. This is a lot better for me. You have Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov married 2 women, Rachel and Leah. Rachel had 1 kid, Yosef, and Leah had 2 kids, Reuben and Shimon. What happened to Rachel while she was giving birth? She died. So we have a situation where Rachel, let's say Yosef lived for a day. And then Rachel died from childbirth. Yosef inherits Rachel, and then Yosef dies. What happens to the inheritance that he inherited from his mother? It goes to Reuben and Shimon that are his brothers from his father. Reuben and Shimon have 0 connection to Rachel. They're not related at all. But Yosef is related to them through Yaakov the father. But if Yosef wasn't born, he didn't live for a day, Yosef was in Rachel's stomach, and Rachel, and he died as a ubar, he died, and then Rachel died. So Yosef doesn't inherit his mother when he's dead in the caver. There's no Yerusha b'caver. And therefore, her inheritance does not go over to the brothers. Let's see it inside.
Doesn't it to Yaakov first before it goes to the...
Yaakov's not around. Obviously, Yaakov's not around. Tinoig ben yoymer noichel man chlomer shis noichel ben nichseim lahanchil laachim noav. So this Yosef guy takes his mother's inheritance and he can give it over to his brothers from his father. Dafka b'yom mechad, only if he's a day old. Aval ubar, if he's in the stomach, duhu ma'is bereisha. He doesn't get a chance to give it over to his brothers. Why? Because he dies before his mother. So the Gemara asks a question you see over here that if Yosef is in the stomach and Rachel dies, we're going to assume that Yosef died before Rachel. Why? Because a baby dies first.
Where does it say that the mother died?
That's the only way that there's a Yerusha. It says Ilahancha. How does he have a Yerusha from his mother? She died. Says the Gemara, that's if a mother dies naturally. The you say a baby he's very weak, has very little life to him. If you remember, just a year and a half ago we learned in Avodah Zarah, the way people die is the Malach HaMavet stands over a person as he's dying, and exactly.
It was a tipa moro.
He mamish like that. You remember those Gemaras, Givaldik. When the guy opens up his eyes, he's about to die, and he also sees the Malach HaMavet, he gasps, his mouth opens up, and that second he injects him with 1 tipa mara, with a poison, and that cuts the simanim, says the Gemara. So that tipa mara kills the baby. Says, I don't know why the Gemara has to come on to it, but that tipa mara kills the baby before it kills the mother, because the baby is much weaker. It barely has life to it. But if you're gonna execute her, you're gonna choke her, you're gonna give her chenek. The baby is not choked. The baby still continues to live. It's not a natural death. He mesa bereisha. She's gonna die first. We once saw a baby jumping around 3 times. We had this also. Now Shas is coming around. If you cut off a tail of a lizard and it jumps around, everybody understands the tail is not alive. It has no head, it has no heart. So why is it jumping around? Because that's what happens after things die. There's something called reflex. So it jumps around. But just because this baby jumped 3 times, went like this 3 times, and we saw in the shechita, the
chicken.
Our shechita, we saw they shechted the thing, and he told us it's going to stay like that for like 30 seconds. All of a sudden, it's going to move 4 times, he said, whatever times he said. All of a sudden the sheep went, shalom, that was it. I forgot what he called it. No. He halachically it has a name, but that is the Yitzias Neshama or something. It was like 30 seconds after the Shechita. Fine.
The throes of death.
And he has to do it, he said. If he doesn't do it, then...
Yeah, that's right. You have to watch for it, and you have to watch the leg, dafka the leg. Correct. A woman is giving birth, and she dies during childbirth. Now, we just said that halachically we decided the baby dies before the mother. So here you have a situation, the mother died. Halachically, what should be? The baby died before the mother. There is no baby anymore. So could you do an emergency C-section and extract the baby on Shabbos when you know halachically the baby is dead? Says Gemara, yes. Mevin sakin umukarin is crazy so when seen vlad. C-section right away. Pshita mayabed. What's the big deal? Mechadach bebasar. All he did is he cut a little meat. No, he's over in Doiraisa. He's allowed to drive there. He's allowed to take out his knife through Rosh Hashanah, be Mechal Shabbos on a suffix on the remote chance that the halacha is wrong, not wrong, but on the remote chance that the baby lived more than the mother. It's possible. We say that B'derech Klal doesn't happen, but on that sad, we allow him to be Mechal Shabbos.
If he was alive, then we would say that he was Yoshasimo.
Yeah. Well, if you have like an ultrasound, you see his mom is alive. Why not? Of course. Yeah, why not? The only reason why he's not Yerush Zimoy, and it's more than that. He doesn't have to be born. We'll see soon because there's a svara later. Maybe Mamish here. I'll show you in a second. Here, this in this sugya. Let's just finish, and I'll tell you what the Rishonim say over here, and it'll explain a lot. Tanina, what's the big chiddush? The misvegim mechalin shabso. They allowed to be mechal Shabbos on a suffix. Tanina mishanov lo'olam mapoilos. A wall fell down on somebody. Safek usham, safek anisham. We think somebody might be there. We're not sure. Safek meis, safek nani, safek Yisrael. He might be a guy. In fact, you allowed to be mechal Shabbos doiraisa by digging on Shabbos, which is doiraisa. We allow you to do it. Maybe there's a live person there. We're not going into the other sfekas. Maybe it's a guy. Fine. Maybe they're all alive. That's the safek. So what's the difference? A guy is alive. A wall falls down on him. There's no reason to believe that he's dead until you can prove that he's dead, but he's alive. It's the ubar is not. There's no chazaka that he's alive. So therefore, we say that no, he's not even alive. He never came to life. He's still in the mother's stomach. What?
A woman who dies in childbirth, she's basically a healthy woman.
Yeah.
So the baby is alive, but a sick person, a sick woman, then if she dies from the sickness, then you can say the baby wasn't alive.
So you're saying enough Kimina Metzias. Okay. So the Rishonim discussed this. You're allowed to be Mechal Shabbos for a fetus, for a uber. You be Mechal Shabbos. So some Rishonim hold that it says, how come you're allowed to be Mechal Shabbos for somebody anyways? How come Levi goes and gets in his car and drives? Because it says, last is his Shabbos, the Reisam. I'm going to be Mechal Shabbos one time. For this person to be Mekayim, to be... So over here also I have the same svara. I'm going to be Mechal Shabbos for this uber. With the Reisam, this uber is going to live for many generations, many years, and he's going to be Mekayim a lot of Shabbosos. The Rosh is Mechuluk, and the Rosh says, you can't. But over here in our Sugya Chaim, he says a Mardik Chiddush. That since the mother is dead and he continues to live, he's a new person. He's his own person. When he's alive with the mother, so then he gets his life from the mother. So you're not going to be Mechal Shabbos on an uber, but over here the mother died and the baby continued to live. Now he's his own person. He just happens to be in a stomach. You can't say he's an uber anymore. There is no mother. There's no stomach. The mother's dead. And his heart is pumping away in a wall somewhere. So mainly his own. That's how the Rosh explains the sugya. But it's machlokes Rishonim. Says the Gemara. Ha'isha shenerga. We're talking about her hair. Are you allowed to use her hair? V'ma isura noninu. Rashi brings the pasuk. You're not allowed to benefit from a dead person. A lot of people don't know. I've seen this, and this halacha extends. You go to basic first. You're not allowed to lean on a caber. You're not allowed to put your siddur down on a matzeva. It's also ba'ana. The whole thing is also ba'ana. Omar Rav ba'imeres tnusa ari lebiti. We're talking about that she says before she dies, I want my hair to go to my child. If she says, I want my hand to go to my child, it's also by no. Who cares if she said it? We're talking about a sheitel. If you don't like the sheitel thing, to prove from here that women used to wear sheitels, so you could say Rashi says it's extensions. Women that didn't have a lot of hair, they wore extensions. I don't know what the nafkamina is. Sheitel extensions. At the end of the day, it's not her hair. It's something that she puts on top of her hair.
So what about these
Taima the amrutnu. So it's because she said, I want to give it to my daughter. Halay amrutnu. Halay amrutnu. Gufo mitzar. So over here, Rashi says a beautiful pshat. If she's wearing a hairpiece and she doesn't say tnu, then it becomes like her body. It becomes one with herself. It's an extension of her body. But if she says tnu, says Rashi, galidaiti, she shows that it's not part of her body anymore. She wants it removed from her, so it's not part of her, and therefore I can give it to her, to the daughter. It's not only the daughter, anybody. Asked the Gemara, you have the Irani Dachas, a whole city did Avodah Zarah, they're all condemned to death. You have one Ishel Tzidkonis that lives there, she didn't do Avodah Zarah. What's the halacha? Says Rashi, Yoitzim Mimeno Arumim. They leave naked out of the city. Zero. They have their body and they leave. Now, everybody points out that Rashi and Sanhedrin says that they could wear clothing. It's not literally Arum, so they explain, Rashi doesn't mean Arum over here. He means they don't have anything. They don't have any belongings, but not literally Arum. Fine. The point is that this woman, she leaves the Irani Dachas, and Rabbi Yosef Reb Chanina had a shayla. What do you do with her hair? His question was, what about the shaitel? But over here you see that what? That if you don't say tnu, you gotta burn it. It's part of her body. It's fakir. No, but you see over here that it's part of her body. I think that's the pshat. Look over there for a second. But it's part of her, so it's a part of her. Then you should be able to save it.
Yeah.
So how come you had a question? Let him prove from here that's part of her. So the Gemara, it's not part of her because it's hanging in the closet. Her sheitel is hanging in the closet, which also needs a lot of explanation. If it's hanging in the closet, the Gemara, Rabbi Yosef had a havamina, that's still part of her.
No.
Yeah.
Connected to her.
No, it's not. It's totally attention.
No, that's some explain it like that.
Yeah.
No, but
He's explaining that it's hanging up on the sheitel.
No, not him.
Who? Yeah. Most explain that it's mamish. It's not even attached to her. I hear why you're saying that. It makes a lot of sense. It's not attached very well. It's attached a little bit. That makes more sense because that's why they explain it like that. But it's not.
It's not Pashut Pshat.
That's not Pashut Pshat.
Is Nashim Tzidkonis a euphemism? In other words, Ray the Alchai still want to say?
Wait, what?
It's a Gemara using a euphemism.
No, she didn't do Avodah Zarah. Nashim Tzidkonis means she didn't do Avodah Zarah.
It doesn't mean if she is.
No.
You have to destroy the holy God in that case, no?
Huh? You have to everybody besides whoever did Avodah Zarah. And because she lived in Irani Dachas, you destroy all her belongings. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Says the Gemara, time and Amritnu, Halay Amritnu, Halay Amritnu, Gufo Mitzar. Fine. Kashi Leiler of Nachum Bar Yitzchak. What do we the Behemoktani? In our Mishnah, we bring the two cases together. You have a woman that you're allowed to use her hair, and you have a behema that you're not allowed to use its hair. Mahosam Gufei, the animal doesn't wear a sheitel. So it has to be similar to an animal. Just like an animal, we're talking about the animal's hair that's on its body. Avachanami Gufei. Why are you telling me, you're talking about a sheitel, a hairpiece? Elam Rav Nachman, Zu Misasa Isarto. So Rav Nachman says, no, we're not talking about a sheitel. We're talking about her own hair. So then what's the difference between a woman and an animal? How come a woman's hair, you're allowed to cut off after she dies? Says Rav Nachman, unbelievable nafkamina. Zu Misasa Isarto, Zu Mardino Isarto. When it comes to a woman, what causes the isser on the hair or on the rest of her body? The fact that she died. It's not the verdict, it's the death. But by an animal, it's the verdict. As soon as the verdict comes out and says this animal is chayiv misa because he killed a human being, even if you go ahead and check that animal, you can't eat from its meat. But a woman, the verdict doesn't do anything. It's just the misa. So what? Says Rashi, unbelievable. Nothing changed when she dies. When she dies, hair doesn't die. Here's the same exact thing that it was before that it was after. So Memela, I'm allowed to use the hair. You hear the Chiddush? Nothing changed in the hair.
already dead.
It's the same here. It's already dead before she died. It's dead after she died. So I'm allowed to use it. Bashenkin, an animal that the verdict causes Isra Hana, there's an Isra Hana through the verdict. So a mela here is also right away. On the one hand, Levi said like Rav that we're talking about a shaitel. Tana Levi said Rav Nachman Yitzchak that we're talking about real hair. Tana Levi said Rav if a woman that's going to be executed, she said, "Give my hair to my daughter." We give it. Meisa and Noistim, once she dies, we don't give it. We're talking about a shaitel. A woman, you could benefit from her here, and an animal not. We're talking about the actual hair. We're not talking about a shaitel. V'zug, Mardino Sarto, Hadron Allah, Hakol Marichin, Hakol. No, in the second part, we're not talking about Shaitel, we're talking about her actual hair. So there's a difference between Misa and Gemardin.
Yeah.
But in the first Levi, we're talking about.
My husband says, what's the lafkim to the animal?
Like we said a second ago.
The animal. So even say Sarto. Here, which one is that? That's
The Misa of the woman is